What's going on, guys? Welcome. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast.
What's going on? Episode number 61. Today is, guess what? January 31st, the end of January. Wow, already a month down.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been a crazy, crazy month already. And
I wouldn't say it's been better.
yeah,
comparatively.
comparatively, I would say so. Yeah, it was a crazy first 2 weeks, and then everything kind of slowed down, I guess, once once presidencies shifted and stuff like that. So yeah, it's feels good to be here with you on Sunday, Nick. And we got some couple new exciting games that came out this week that we're looking forward to. Looking forward to playing or talking about, I should say. Me and Nick have both beaten the medium, which is the biggest game I would say to come out this week. And it was, we'll talk about that here very shortly. But yeah, excited to.
I was wondering if you were gonna finish it.
I stopped playing. I played a lot on Saturday. I played probably about 3 hours on Saturday, and then I got to the very end, or at least the last, what I felt like was the end, and then I stopped, and then I played for about 30 minutes today and finished it up.
Finish it off.
Yeah, so I was pretty close. I should have just finished it yesterday or on Saturday, but it don't matter. I wasn't really I wasn't like rushing to get through it for the show, but not a super long game, but I'm okay with that. It was a good.
It was a breath of fresh air coming from Assassin's Creed, which I've not played this week for the first time in probably 2 months. They've not played Assassin's Creed.
That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, let's how was your week this week?
Just busy, just a lot of work. Luckily I've had time to get in a little bit of gaming this week, but
yeah,
it's been working until like 10 o'clock at night pretty much every night, and working this weekend as well. So it's been pretty draining, but getting semi close to the end. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So maybe 2 more weeks, and then I'll be like almost in the clear.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah, but it's a lot, but it's, I don't know, it's a lot different, like working from home and working until like 10 o'clock compared to working in the office. Like it's just there's something about the camaraderie of being in the office that almost makes it kind of fun. Like, oh, it sucks, but like we're all here together.
It all sucks. It's everybody's suffering together. When you're at home, it's a little bit different. So I can definitely understand that for sure.
Yeah, but aside from that, it's been good. I went hiking on Saturday. Went to Crowder's Mountain.
Okay.
It's a pretty short hike, like 2 hours. We've done it together a few times. But it was fun. Yeah, it started snowing on the hike, which is cool.
Yeah, we got a little bit of snow where we live. It was like mostly freezing rain, and then we woke up on Thursday, and there was like the lightest of snow coverings. I mean, to a point where you could still see the grass. And then we got a little bit of snow last night. It was amazing. It was mainly sleet, and then apparently we're supposed to get some more snow tonight, but I'm not expecting it to do anything. But still waiting for like that first good snowfall. But
I'm sad I left DC because DC got like 3 to 5 inches of snow. And I know some people who are listening to this are gonna be like, "Oh my god, that's nothing." But compared to North Carolina, like
we don't get
a solid amount.
Yeah,
especially recently.
Yeah, I'm hoping we at least get like 3 or 4 inch snowfall at some point this year. Just to get out and go sled and stuff. But that's just it hasn't really been snowing like that here in the past several years. So what can you do?
Well, how was your week?
It was good. I mean, it was same old. Didn't really do much this weekend or whatever. Yeah, just kind of a boring week, I guess. Still good because I'm still
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, pretty easy work wise. I mean, nothing too crazy. Um, but yeah, it was a good week, and looking forward to the Super Bowl on Sunday, and we'll watch that.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm for I guess for any football fans, I'm pulling for the Buccaneers. I want Tom Brady to win one last time and possibly retire. But I
But he's
don't
not
know if
he's
he
not going
will.
anywhere.
I think he'll play till he's at least 45. I think he turns 44 this year, or he's already 40. I can't remember, but I think he'll play for at least another year at the Buccaneers if they, regardless if they win or lose. But
I could not
pulling for Brady.
imagine.
I never would thought I'd be pulling for him, but I think it's just because I hated the Patriots so much that
Yeah,
now that he's not on there, it's like, oh, like, yeah, no, he's actually a really cool guy.
it's like it's him that's
Yeah,
carrying the team at this point. Like he's gone to a Super Bowl with 3 different teams, right? Or
just two,
more.
just two.
Just 2. He's just been on the Patriots
Yeah, he's been
until.
on Patriots for like 20 years or something
Oh
crazy, like
wow.
or
Okay.
like 18 years. I think he came to the league at like 2002 or 2001.
And
So this is his first year without the Patriots, his second team. So pretty
oh,
crazy that he goes to the Super Bowl with them. And it's the freaking Buccaneers that of all teams.
yeah, really.
But yeah,
Does he have
looking forward to that. Go
does he have
ahead, go
enough
ahead.
rings to cover both hands now,
He's
or
got six. He's got
the
six rings.
6?
It's been 10 different Super Bowls. So,
Jesus.
but yeah, looking forward to that next week. But yeah, I'm just ready to dive into this medium talk.
Before we do,
Yeah.
let's talk about Cyber Shadow. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that came out this week, and we got to give it a little bit of shine here.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it's published by Yacht Club. It's not developed by.
So yeah, I didn't realize that as
Because I
well.
mean, it played in the game. I mean, I think it borrows some assets from um uh Shovel Knight because like you could just kind of see it, but maybe that's just the 8-bit style that
Mhm.
I'm like used to. Um but yeah, it's developed by one guy, I think.
Yeah, one
Um
guy, and then he brought on Yacht Club as a publisher, and I think they helped
yeah.
oversee like just the last year of development
Yeah, I
for
think
the
they help with
game.
like music too.
Hmm.
But I am about 4 hours into it, 3 4 hours, something like that. Really like it. I like it a lot. I mean, it was at first it was pretty. I mean, it's a hard game.
Yeah.
It's way harder than like Shovel Knight, just for comparison. But I mean, they're pretty different, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I really just I've enjoyed all the boss fights for the most part. I felt like after dying several times, I knew kind of what I needed to do to beat him, and I never really felt like it was super cheap.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, some of like even just getting through like the enemies to like the next checkpoint could be pretty challenging for some parts.
Hmm.
Um, and the game really I think opens up once you start getting like some of the upgrades and able to do like an up attack and down attack and stuff like that. Because like it's
Okay.
pretty basic damage at or pretty basic maneuvering um
At the
at the
beginning,
very beginning. But how far are
I
you
think
into
that's
it?
where I'm at.
Okay.
I think I just finished chapter 2, so there was a like a brain boss.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, yeah. That was a really cool fight because it was tough, but like every time I faced the boss, I learned a little bit. And by
Yeah.
the end of it, I was like I think I did it without really taking any damage by the end, by
Yeah.
like the fourth or fifth try. And yeah, like I really like the bosses so far because they're not cheap. They're difficult,
Yeah.
but you learn a little bit every time you face them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it does a good job of like just every big boss fight you get like a new ability and stuff.
mhm.
And so far I've gotten I think most all of them. I think there's two left I don't have, but they're all really cool and useful. So
Okay.
that's I guess I don't want to spoil anything as far as what you get because they are cool to get once you beat the boss fights.
Mhm.
But yeah, really good game. I like it a lot.
Yeah. I don't have a lot unlocked yet. I think I just have like the throwing stars, the shurikens or whatever.
Okay, yeah,
So I think that's it. Like I don't have an up attack or a down attack. I'm
oh
really
wow,
wanting a
okay,
down attack. Yeah,
yeah.
I
It
want to. I want to
doesn't.
play like Shovel Knight from
Yeah,
dancing on the
it comes in
heads.
handy when it needs to, but I haven't used the down attack that much in in comparison to other things. Um,
Mhm.
But yeah, having that down attack is pretty fun. Just to compare with like Shovel Knight, because that's like the big Shovel Knight move. So
Yeah. Yeah,
any other
I really liked it.
yeah, it's
Uh,
I was kind of iffy on it at first, and then once I got the shurikens, it kind of opened up for me, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what this game is, and then I was able to have more fun with it, but it's
it's one of
challenging
those
though.
games where it's like I don't know if I want to say really hard, but it's definitely harder at first. But once you start unlocking like things incrementally, it gets a lot easier. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what that
definitely.
compares to, but
Yeah, and like the checkpoints are pretty good. I mean, I died a lot and got a little frustrated with some of this stuff, um,
mm,
especially like especially not having an up attack for most of the part, because those flying enemies in those games can be pretty
yeah, they're
annoying
tough.
because it's just hard to hit them sometimes when you need to, because you don't have when you don't have your your up attack, whatever. um
Mm,
but once you do get that, it makes it a little bit more manageable as far as those enemies go. But I mean, there's a lot of like enemy varieties and stuff like that, and yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to, like, I'm 4 hours in, and I think I'm like 36% done with it. I don't know if that. I'm sure that like correlates into like unlockables and stuff that I haven't gotten, but it seems like it's
yeah,
going to be
I
a
heard it was around
decently long.
6 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because I've got two more slots to get. So
Okay,
that sounds about right.
man, I'm liking these shorter games recently.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Especially after coming from Assassin's Creed, God, that game is. I loved every minute of it, but it is such a long game. Such a long game.
Mhm. Yeah. All right, you want to jump into the medium?
Yeah. Have you been playing anything else besides those two games before we jump in?
No, that's it.
Okay. Cool.
Just yeah, just those two.
So yeah, well let's jump into the medium. No spoilers or anything, especially since it's brand new. But like I said at the top of the show, we have both finished it. It is not a very long game by any means, but it's an experience, and I think it's a really
Mhm.
really good one for anybody that's. I mean, if it's on Game Pass for free if you have it. Just start it off there, and
It,
go
yeah,
ahead.
we should also note it's exclusive to the Series X and S, so you
Yeah.
can't play it on previous gen consoles.
So yeah, Nick, impressions. What did you think about this game? Was it kind of what you expected it to be, or a little less, a little more?
It was pretty in line with what I expected from a Bluebird Team game, because
Yeah.
like I know they don't do any combat. I know their games, even though I haven't really played much of what they've made, I know their games are very story driven.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I played a little bit of Layers of Fear, and that one was kind of more subtly story driven. Like you kind of had to piece things together yourself. But with the medium, they had like full fledged cutscenes, and
Yeah.
that was kind of the driving factor behind the game. So it was pretty in line with what I expected. But I had a great time, like just diving into the story, reading every note I came across. Where I don't really do that in a lot of games
Yeah, I
because
read everything, and I'm the
yeah,
same way. Like I'll read some stuff, but like for the most part, I just don't really care enough to read it. But yeah,
yeah,
like I was just so engrossed in like the world. It was just
yeah.
I loved it, man. I just loved like the story. I mean, I really like the main character,
Hmm.
Marianne, and then obviously going through that story, and then like uh, Troy Baker's performance as the Maw, and oh my god, he was so creepy.
So creepy, man.
It
It
was
like the lines of him saying like, or he said this like 100 times, but like, I can't wait to wear you, or like
oh, it's super
my little
creepy.
skin suit.
Yeah, my little skin suit, like
Like
that.
it's
So
freaky, man.
let's talk about the Maw itself. Um, did you love the encounters with them all? Did some of them some of them were kind of hit or miss for me. Like that first encounter, I had to we'll just say it's a chase scene, but like I had to turn
Oh
up
yeah.
I had to turn up the brightness for that, specifically that scene, because I could not see where to turn. Like it kept, and then like it's a one hit, if he touches you, you're dead. So I mean, and
Yeah.
there's no weapons in the game or anything like that for the most part. I mean, you have like your spirit abilities, but I mean, you don't have guns or anything like that. So you
Mhm.
just have to avoid this creature in the game. But yeah, that first chase scene, like I died a few times on that just because like
I did
I got a little
too.
frustrated and I had to turn the brightness up. But
And like I kept running into the moths, and I thought I had to
okay,
deflect them or use my shield ability, but I just had to like turn another way and run another
yeah,
direction. So
yeah,
I had to restart that a few times, maybe 4 or 5. But aside from that, like I never really had to redo a lot of encounters because I mean there were
yeah,
only a handful of encounters
yeah,
with them all.
yeah. Yeah, it was yeah, they don't overdo it with those encounters, and like I'm glad
Mhm.
that not every encounter was like a chase scene. Like it was like a more of like a stealth, scenario where you had to kind of, but like the one specifically, because I mean the game wasn't super scary. I wish it was a
Mhm.
little bit more, creepier. Um,
Yeah,
'Cause
I
even
think
even
yeah.
like the spirit world wasn't
It
super
was just
creepy.
it was just cool to look at. Like, it was just
Yeah, it was.
visually kind of stunning.
Yeah, and I enjoyed every time you use like the razor to cut through like the skin. Like it was
Oh,
just I never got tired of it. Like the first time I did this, I was like, oh man, how many times am I gonna do this in the game? And you do it, I don't know, 10 or 15 times, and it's just satisfying to just cut through it. It's like
that
it's
was
weird, but
Alicia's least favorite part of the game.
oh really? I mean, it's not like
She
overly
thought it was pretty
grotesque
gross.
though, and so it's
No, it's not. Can you make it go any faster by orienting your joystick in any way? Because
I
like,
don't think
sometimes
so.
I thought it was going a little faster. I was like, "Oh, am I doing something differently?"
Yeah,
But
I don't
it
think so. Maybe, but I don't know. But
yeah.
yeah, I
So,
mean,
okay.
just good.
So, let's kind of break it down a little bit. So the game's made up of kind of encounters with the mall,
Yeah,
and then you have all the puzzles throughout the game. You have just like basic exploration cutscenes.
yeah.
How'd you feel about the puzzles?
I liked them, and there was a couple that were, I mean, not really any of them gave me too much trouble. They were not easy enough to where it was boring, but they were just kind of, I don't know, kind of medium, I guess, difficulty.
Mhm.
I mean, it was nothing like most of it was just finding a piece and inserting it in a spot.
Yeah.
For like that's kind of most of the game. But just finding all of like the letters and stuff like that while you're doing that, it's really cool, and it really it kind of breaks up the experience from like doing the mall stuff, and then there's other creatures in the game, which is pretty cool too. I don't really want to spoil any of that because it's
Yeah,
all like
yeah, those are
major
really
spoiler stuff, but um yeah, I mean they're like just the puzzles themselves were, I mean, not crazy, they weren't crazy interesting, but they were fun enough to keep me engaged with the game.
there's one particularly at the end, and it's like kind of the big puzzle at the end. That one was pretty cool. And I
Oh
don't
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
say anything about it, but that was probably my favorite one just because it was like a little bit more complex than the others, and
yeah,
yeah, but I liked it, man. Like the puzzles that yeah, nothing really overstayed its welcome in
yeah,
this game, which I really appreciate. Like it was kind of a shorter experience, 5 or 6 hours, but for all of the parts that make up this game, nothing really, I never got to a part and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do this puzzle or I gotta have this
yeah,
encounter or
yeah.
anything
I
like
just
that.
I it's very rare, but there wasn't like a spot in this game that I just didn't like at all. Like even how'd you feel like about the split screen stuff? Because like so the game is you're a medium and you can see in both the physical world and like the spirit world, but it's really
Mhm.
cool because like when you go into the spirit world, it cuts your screen in half. So like you're still playing as the same character, but you're in two different worlds. So you can, interact with objects in, the spirit world that you can't in the physical, and like vice versa. And then like, if you're, there's like a staircase in the physical world that's broken, you can, and maybe in the spirit world it's not or something. So it gives you options of like, leaving your physical body behind and being able to explore on your own in the spirit world. Um, yeah, I don't know. All that stuff was just really cool, and really well done, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm kind of torn on that part because like one it didn't do it too much, so it's not like it was like shoving it in your face, like all the split screen stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I did really like the parts where you kind of leave your body and explore on the other side and go
Yeah.
do all that stuff, and you're kind of like time limited too because you're like losing your whatever essence of your body.
Yeah, I think if you get too far away, it'll make you come back to your body. But I think the game does like a really good job with like that first initial like interaction with the mall, because anytime you're ever in the spirit world after that, you're just like, you're kind of tense because you never
Yeah.
know. Because there's like one specific scene, that I'm not going to spoil, but like you do something and like the mall like starts chasing you immediately. And this is like pretty early on after you that first initial part. Do you know which part I'm talking about, Nick? With like the face where you have to like collect the mask or whatever, and like you put it
Y-
on, and then like the mall jumps at you, and then you have to like run to like the mirror to go back into the physical world,
Oh yeah,
and then he comes
that's
into the
freaky.
physical world.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really cool part. And then anytime after that, I was just like, okay, so at any point this thing's gonna come out of nowhere. So
Yeah, it was pretty freaky, like, but there weren't too many jump scares, so it was a lot more tension
yeah,
than it was like, oh, like, something's gonna jump out of you and scare you like
yeah,
that. Yeah, so I really liked it. Um, I don't know. I really like the progression of the story, and I really had to like constantly remind myself of the names of all the characters because they introduce like two or three characters at kind of at once.
yeah,
They're all pretty generic like white guy names. So
yeah. Well, what I did is I turned on the settings for like the voice, for the subtitles to where it actually says the name of someone who's
oh,
talking.
I should have done that. I saw that setting, but I didn't turn it on for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
because I looked up, I had gotten stuck at one point, and I looked up a YouTube video. It was one of the mall scenes, chase
Mhm.
scenes, and after I saw the video, I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. But for most cases and stuff like that. But uh, I saw on that person's subtitle that had the name, and I was like, well, let me get, and then I fixed it, and then yeah, because like when you start, yeah, getting towards like that middle of the game, and like you said, there's two or three characters that get introduced. It's hard to tell who's talking because they're kind of all
It was kind of
very
similar.
very similar. So
Yeah. Mhm.
but yeah, I would definitely want to do like a spoiler cast for this. Maybe we'll do it next week. We'll spend like 10 minutes or something,
Yeah.
and just talk
Yeah.
about
Give
it, because
give
it's
give people some time. I mean, it's a
yeah,
short game, so like, yeah, I'd be down for
because
that.
it's a really, I think it's a really good story. I mean, it's very,
Hmm.
it's a lot of like revelations in the story, and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
like
do a spoiler cast next week. About 10-15 minutes of the show, and just kind of talk about the story, because it's pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Did you have any trouble with performance at all?
A little bit. I had some frame rate drops. I had a lot of pop in. I saw texture pop in,
Hmm.
um, especially when you
Do you
were
have any
like first going.
crashes?
No crashes. Did you have some
Okay.
crashes?
I had one crash. It was in the chase scene where it was like it switched between the different worlds a few times.
Okay,
Near kind of, I guess, in the middle of the game,
I think I
but
know.
it
I think I know.
crashed.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah, it
know
crashed on
when
the
you're talking
switch.
about.
Yeah. So that was kind of a bummer. And then, like you said, yeah, the texture pop-ins were pretty bad. Like even in the inventory screen, when you're looking at
Yeah,
stuff,
not
you can't.
something like you would kind of expect from like a Series X on the performance level, but it also is like two engines running at once. So I
Yeah,
mean, it wasn't like it didn't happen every single time I switched into another world or whatever. So it wasn't really a huge deal. I didn't realize that this game had gotten announced like for the 360 and PS3 days or era. They
it
said they
did.
had to like, yeah, they said they had to like put on pause or whatever and wait for more powerful hardware to do what they wanted to do um, with the game. Which, yeah, I could never see something like this running on like the base Xbox One. It would just be
Imagine
terrible.
the loading
Ugh,
times between the different worlds.
yeah.
It'd be crazy.
I was thinking there was one more thing I wanted to talk about, but I can't think of it.
How'd you feel about the gameplay in general? Like the fixed camera?
It it took a little bit to get for me to get used to.
Mhm.
It's just a basic, camera. I mean, like fixed camera. You can get like, especially in like the cutscenes. I got or the chase scenes. I got a little bit disoriented trying to cut a corner because
Yeah.
with the fixed camera or whatever. Um, I don't love fixed cameras in video games, but I thought this one worked pretty well for the most part. Had a couple of problems and kind of
Mhm.
like turning a corner and accidentally hitting the wall because but other than that, I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, like and for a few of the kind of outside like moments where you're outside and the
Yeah,
camera's kind of like cinematically placed.
yeah,
There were moments where I was like, "Oh my god, like this game looks incredible."
yeah. It does.
So it kind of added to the cinematics of it having that fixed camera that would kind of like pan out behind you or go over top of your head at
Yeah,
various points. I mean,
yeah. I
it
think it
was
works. I
cool.
mean, yeah, it's not an action game at all, so it definitely
Yeah.
it definitely works for what it does. I did have one uh game ending bug for me that I had to restart a save. Um, it was, and I looked it up too, and it was a pretty popular bug
Mhm.
that I think got patched, but I had to restart a save, and it was 10 minutes that I wasted. But but the save I had loaded, I went through this area like two or three times, and
Yeah.
you every time I was going through, there was about 7 or 8 things I had to interact with, just because I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I had to do that like 4 times, and then finally I
Oh,
like reloaded a
jeez.
save and was able to. Then the bug went away, but I was like, man, I was like, if I get stuck here, I'm gonna be so mad. But other than that, I mean, other than a little bit of texture pop in and a little bit of like the frame rate dropping, um,
Mhm.
good experience. Good experience.
Yeah, man. It was a good game. I, it, I don't know. I feel like it came out at the perfect time. We were kind of
Yeah,
itching for like a horror game, and
yeah,
January is not necessarily like a popular time for games to release. So like
yeah.
it's coming out at a good time. They actually already recouped their development costs for
Really?
this game, which is pretty cool.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if they have like well, I'm sure they have a deal with Microsoft for Game Pass, like getting a percentage of download, like percentage with some profits, or I don't know, something.
Yeah,
Um,
that's awesome.
but yeah, that's I mean, good for them. That's
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to go back and finish up Blair Witch because like I feel like I was pretty close to the end, and yeah, going
Mhm.
forward, I will play anything that they develop because I really like the story, um, and like the gameplay and stuff was engaging enough for me without like being actiony.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, and hopefully there'll be a second medium, but
Yeah,
yeah, definitely looking forward to whatever they do next because it's quite a good game and
me too.
and just the perfectly paced. Not didn't overstay its welcome like we mentioned. It was just a nice kind of fresher breath air. So
Fresh of breath air,
wait, breath of
breath of fresh air.
fresher breath air, fresher breath of the wild.
Oh man.
Yeah. Any
Well,
last thoughts on this game?
um, I don't think so. I think we covered a good bit. I mean, I will say, like, if you're not a fan of horror games, or if you're not a fan of, I don't want to say walking simulators, but
Yeah.
games that don't have like a lot of action, this might not be the game for you. But since you and I are both fans of the horror genre and kind of like this kind of stuff, then
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I would definitely
I'd
say give it a
recommend it to
shot at
people who like
least.
that.
Yeah, at least give it a
Yeah.
shot. Like just get to the point where you're in the hotel, um, and then like once you get like that first glimpse of like the spirit world, And if you don't like it after that, put it down. But I think it's worth it. And it's like we said, it's very short. It's like 5-6 hours. So and
Yeah.
it's on Game Pass. So there you go.
Oh, I will say it took me a stupid amount of time to find the tie clip at the beginning of the game.
Oh, really? It was right there. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about the tie itself. Yeah, that took me a second. I had to like go back and forth, and then I finally used like the
looked it
insight.
up.
You almost looked it up.
I forgot about the insight,
Yeah.
or I didn't know about it yet. But like, I was like, man, is this how this game's gonna go? I'm gonna not be able to find a single thing. But then it was fine after that.
Yeah, it took me a little bit of time to find that as well. And you don't really use like the insight that much for like objects within the world when you're looking at stuff. You only do it a couple times, so like it's easy to forget. But that was like right at the very beginning of the game. So
It's a bad first impression on my end. Just like,
right.
oh, I'm incompetent. Great.
Oh, I suck. Okay, it's good how it's gonna go. But yeah, we'll do a spoiler cast next week. Give everybody plenty of time to play through it and kind of go over like the major story beats or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's got quite a few. You want to go ahead and jump into the news?
Yeah. Let's jump into this news. So I just wrote on here GameStop as the
Yeah.
first.
Oh my God.
point of
Yeah.
contention.
So I am very new to stocks, Nick. I mean, I was texting you a couple weeks ago, and so I've been dabbling in it, but yeah, I feel like the little guy won this week. I mean, I mean, even seeing my Facebook like blew up with just tons of GameStop memes and like all this stuff. It's been hilarious just to kind of see like all these hedge funds just get completely obliterated over the last week, losing like billions of dollars and have to get bailouts and stuff. Nick, if you want to go ahead and describe what happened and kind of what we're talking about, and then we'll continue on.
So basically, there are a bunch of hedge funds that have been shorting failing businesses over the past year and profiting off of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
So pretty bad. And it's hedge funds exist, whatever, but it's just kind of leaves a sour taste in your mouth to hear about that. But they hedged against GameStop, which is like, it's a sound bet,
Yeah, of course.
GameStop hasn't been doing well, COVID especially, and just their retail business in general. But a bunch of Redditors on the Wall Street Bets Reddit, and I guess it's a Reddit where they just kind of talk about different upcoming stocks and all this stuff. But I guess they found out about these hedge funds hedging against GameStop, so they all kind of rallied up and bought just a ton of GameStop stock. And they're saying on the Reddit was to the moon, because they're going to take GameStop stock to the moon, and they wanted to get it to 1,000. They did. So on I think it was last Monday.
Yeah,
it went from like $8 a share to 200 or something like that, and then the next day it went up to 350, and then it stayed around there, and then the Robinhood app and TD Ameritrade, that's another investing kind of website / app / company, they halted all purchases of GameStop stock
and selling, right?
No,
you could still sell.
You could only get out, but you couldn't get in, and that,
which is illegal, right? Isn't that illegal to do that?
Yes. Well, it sounds really illegal. My theory is that they were getting pressure from hedge funds to halt the trading or halt the purchasing of GameStop. Also, I should mention AMC. They also got in on this as well. People are buying up. I bought a little bit of AMC.
People are going for like Nokia stock, because that got down. So I actually bought some of that because it was down to like $4.50 or something crazy per stock.
Yeah,
or per share. But yeah, what a wild week, man.
It's been so funny.
Like there's been so many stories of like people paying off like their school debt and like paying off their car loans and stuff. So it's been like amazing to see, and just like and then I think it started blowing up. It really took off after what's his face?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk tweeted out.
He just said like GameStop or something.
He just said like, I don't know. He said something. It was like good for y'all or something. Like it was funny.
The
But
Redditors got the validation of Elon Musk. That's like a match made in heaven right there.
yeah, and then like it eventually like blew up so much that normal people got wind of it and just started buying up. So it just drove up the price of per share higher and higher and higher, and yeah, it just killed these hedge funds and had to bail out and get bailed out from the government and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
like you said, Robinhood, there's a class action lawsuit against them for blocking, being able to buy stocks.
Blocking the free market, you mean?
Yeah, blocking the free. Yeah, and then of course everyone's like, well, selling and trading stocks and stuff like that and getting rich is only fine until normal people do it.
And then they're like, whoa, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's so. What was I gonna say? So I didn't know this about hedge funds until very recently, but they don't actually own the stock that they're betting against. They borrow the stock from someone, from
Okay.
another uh from a loaner or someone, and they have to pay back the stock at whatever price. So, you know, if they pay the if the stock price goes down, they pay back less than they initially got, I think. Than they
Yeah.
initially paid for the stock. But there's like unlimited liability because the stock price can go up as high as
Yeah.
the moon, you know. So and kind of the secondary effect of this is because these hedge funds were losing so much on GameStop, they had to sell their shares in other companies. So it's kind of causing the whole market to go down.
Yeah.
Which isn't good, you know. It sucks, and I wouldn't recommend going into the stock market right now, the second, because it might go down more. But it's just it's really funny
Yeah.
because these
Maybe hedge funds shouldn't exist. It's like the end of the day, kind of like whatever. I don't
it's
know.
like
Like I said,
you're selling stock that you don't own, and you're only benefiting off of the failure of others.
yeah,
I mean, how much, that's kind of like scum of the earth stuff,
yeah,
in my head, you know. I like investing in the prospect of companies, not in the failure of companies.
yeah.
And I like investing in GameStop because we're going to the moon,
GameStop.
baby.
Oh my god! And then like all the TikTok videos and stuff of people posting, and everyone was like going for all AMC, go for AMC right now, right now, right now, and then just all these other like other companies and stuff. It was wild, man. It was a very fun week. I wish, it's one of those cases where you wish you could just go back in time, like the day prior, and just buy up a whole bunch of stock. But I mean, that's kind of the way how stocks go, anyways. But
It's kind of just random,
yeah, but I mean, people are saying that this is like the most illegal thing a company has ever done, right in the front of the faces of everybody, like the whole world, of like
It's like everybody knows about it.
blocking buy like purchases. So I
And I
don't
don't
know.
think it's blocked anymore, but like that
Yeah,
was
they changed it, and it may be different now. But like 2 days ago, they were limiting it, and that I think now you
now you
can
can
kind of,
buy.
yeah, because it's done. But
I guess the one reasoning I could give for Robinhood doing that, aside from uh, getting pressure from these hedge funds, is they did have like a 16-year-old kid kill himself because he had invested in a lot of stock options,
yeah,
and it appeared like he had lost $1 million, but just the way options work, like he actually didn't lose any of that money,
yeah.
and he was fine, but he thought he did. So I think this happened like last year,
Oh,
but
okay.
maybe they were trying to prevent something like that from happening from people, investing all this money into GameStop and losing it all. But by them blocking people from purchasing GameStop, you kind of you do that to everybody who's invested,
Yeah.
because now people can only get out and it
Yeah.
can only go down. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Exactly. So it is a while. It's been a very crazy week, just in that regard.
yeah,
So, but yeah, it was
I kind of
but it
forgot
was
about that.
yeah, but it was cool just to see. I don't know. Like I said, just the little guy kind of getting their
Getting their
share
cut.
of the pie, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's cool to see. It was funny scrolling through that Reddit and seeing everyone kind of rally around GameStop
yeah,
and AMC
to the
and
moon,
Nokia,
baby, to the moon.
to the moon.
So good. You want to read the next
Yeah,
story?
yeah. So EA has opened up a new studio called Full Circle, and they're developing the new skate game. So it's, I think, what Black Box developed the
Mm-hmm.
first three,
Yep.
and then they EA in their, I feel like they went through a year where they just closed down a bunch of studios. They closed down Black Box, unfortunately. So now it's being done by Full Circle. I don't know much about these develop. I mean, obviously they're new,
Yeah.
so I don't know much about the talent that they have, but hopefully they do this game justice. You know, fill it with a bunch of microtransactions and stuff. But even if they do,
Yeah.
like we already have a few skateboarding games out now, so it
Yeah. I need to
wouldn't
go
be
back.
the end of the
I need to
world
go
if
back and
this
play Tony
game
Hawk
is.
too, as well.
Yeah. Tony Hawk, Skater XL. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out right now.
Yeah.
Um, so I can definitely wait for this game. I think they should take their time
Make it right.
and kind of do it justice. Yeah, I don't know if that's through like a reboot or just doing a straight up Skate 4, but
Yeah. It'll probably be called Skate, just Skate or whatever. Skate the reboot
mhm,
or something like that. But
yeah,
yeah, looking forward to it as well. Hopefully they can do it right. And I think EA probably learned a lesson with microtransactions from Battlefront 2 and how just
yeah,
grimy
I think
and
they did.
that was. Um, but yeah, hopefully they can do it right. That'd be cool. We got a little bit more information about Bowser's Fury, the expansion that's coming alongside of Mario 3D World, the port from the Wii U. It's
RIP.
roughly like the main campaign is about 3 hours long, and then if you want to do everything, it's about six. 100 cat shines to get in this game. So
Mhm.
seems like a pretty meaty expansion. Um, I was already sold on getting this game, anyways. But yeah, just hearing this stuff just makes me feel even better about the future purchase that I'll be doing. So
Yeah, this sounds pretty cool. I'm really pumped to play just any more Mario that I can. I'll probably play this first and then go through
yeah, I
3D
think so
World.
too. Yeah, I'll probably play a little bit of 3D World and then jump in. Depending on, do we still not know if this is 4 player co-op for
This one's two player.
The Bowser's Fury is?
Yeah, that's two
Okay.
player because you play as Mario and Bowser Jr.
Okay, that's kind of a bummer, but at least we still have the 4 player co-op for
The
the main game.
3D World, and that one's
Yeah.
online as well, so you
Yeah.
can play play
Very
online
cool.
co-op, which is cool. Um, yeah, I mean, what else? What do we learn about this game? We learned that you'll go through each world's and you get like the 5 cat shines. And I think there might be a couple of secret collectibles per island that you're on,
Yeah.
and kind of randomly throughout your time there, or I don't know if I'll say randomly, but periodically throughout your time there, Bowser's Fury will come out and he'll like attack you, and the world will go dark, and
Yeah.
he'll attack you for a little bit and then go away, I guess, and then you fight him in the end, and then you do
Okay.
that for however many islands there are until you get all 100 cat shines.
Sweet.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like a
Yeah.
cool little gameplay loop.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to this, and hopefully, I mean, gosh, is there any other other than like the Zelda ports? I mean, have we gotten everything like the major stuff for the Wii U?
Yeah,
I know you said like Xenoblade. No, No, we got Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one.
That one was Wii. Xenoblade Chronicles X was the Wii U one
Oh,
that
it was
we
Wii
haven't
U.
gotten yet.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think we've gotten most everything from the Wii U. Even the smaller titles like um, Tokyo Mirage Sessions we got.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of I guess that needed a second chance on the Switch, but yeah, it's weird being a Wii U owner and having played most of these games,
Yeah.
but I'm happy that a lot of people, most people who missed out on the Wii U are able to play like 3D World and you know whatever else that came out on the Wii U. I can't even
Yeah.
think of anything on top of my head, but yeah, the Wii U had some good games. I'm glad they're adding such a big expansion to 3D World. Like, would you have bought this without Bowser's Fury?
Probably not.
Yeah,
I mean, when I got the Wii U, it came with it, so technically I'm not double dipping because I didn't pay $60 for this game.
right.
Um, but I don't think I would have. I mean, it would have been cool playing through it with like the kids with using like modern controllers and not like the Wii U nunchucks, whatever. So that would have been cool, but I don't think that would have been enough for me to buy it again. So glad this is here, and I'll probably still play through 3D World and get everything again. That game is fun. I mean, I think it's a very like underrated Mario game. It's one of the best ones, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm surprised. I'm so excited for this because I played so many Mario games last year.
yeah,
64 Sunshine Galaxy
and I'm also
and
looking
Odyssey.
forward to coming out because hopefully after this is done, we'll start diving into some Zelda stuff and getting some like 3D Zelda, anniversary stuff, 35th year anniversary Zelda stuff going on. So
Yeah,
hopefully I don't have to wait like super long into the year for that stuff to happen. But
yeah.
um,
We probably won't hear anything before then, but
yeah,
I mean, it starts in March technically, or at least that's when the Mario anniversary is done. So
yeah,
yeah, I hope they don't wait until the end of the year like they did with the Mario anniversary.
yeah. I'd rather have like a full majority of the year with Zelda stuff that comes out. So
Yeah, I want to see
we're
like
really looking
four
really
games.
looking forward to what they have planned for it because I'm sure they've got something big.
Yeah,
So
I think they do. I think they'll have that Skyward Sword remake, and then a port or something of the first few Zelda games, and then they'll probably have um, the Wii U
yeah,
remasters coming over,
yeah,
and then Breath of the Wild 2, probably. I
yeah.
mean, do you think that's coming out the end of the year?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be 4.5 years after the first Breath of the Wild. So that's a long time for development.
What do you personally want out of Breath of the Wild 2?
I don't know. Better dungeons?
Yeah,
Maybe a
because I'm gonna
more
I'm gonna
filled
say a
up
very
map.
controversial statement here. Breath of the Wild was probably one of the best games I've ever played. It's not a Zelda game. It's just not. I mean, it's got like Zelda characters, of course,
Mm,
but like outside of that, I mean, there's like the music, for example, good music. It's got a lot of like theme world music going on. There's not, but there's nothing that I remember specifically from that. Like you go back to like Ocarina of Time, like every song in that game is. And granted, it's a different game. I mean, you're using a literal instrument to
mm.
to to create songs, but like it's not super memorable. And then, like you said, the dungeon stuff. Um, and then I don't know if I necessarily want like weapon degradation anymore for the second Breath of the Wild. I can understand of it that it's probably going to be in there, and it makes sense because there's just so many weapons in that game.
Yeah, because what would you do otherwise aside
Yeah,
from inventory management all the time?
yeah. But same time, like I didn't love that stuff about Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
But I think dungeons, I think would be like the top of my list because like the shrines were good. But I don't know if I would want to do that stuff again.
because they were pretty one-off in nature. Like they were like what, like 5 to 10 minute
Yeah, I mean they're five
ones,
ten minutes. I mean you're using mainly like physics stuff that's going on with that
which is
with
really
those,
cool.
which is cool. Don't know if I would want to do that again. I think I want like proper dungeons.
So you would rather axe the shrines and have like 8 or so big dungeons to go through?
Probably, yeah. And then like I would still like to get like items too. Cause there's like no items in that game.
I want the hook shot.
Like no hook shot,
I really want the hook shot.
no boomerang, no
Well,
like
there's a
nothing.
boomerang. It's just weapon.
Well, it's just a weapon that you throw at people.
Yeah, you're right. I just don't know how they would implement all this stuff in the second one. Like from a story perspective, like because this takes place after the first one, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but are you still in Hyrule? Are you underground? Like, I'm just wondering about the setting. Like, if it's going to be the
Yeah.
same map, or if it's a
Yeah, I don't know
different.
how they do it. I honestly don't like. I mean, I imagine it'll be a lot of the same map for sure. I mean, it'll still be Hyrule, Breath of the Wild, too.
Yeah, but
I don't
maybe
know.
maybe Hyrule is going to like substantially change from some cataclysmic event from
Maybe,
Ganon waking up or something.
maybe, or or who knows? Or maybe it'll be like then maybe more like I understood it why it wasn't there, but like more of like a town, I guess, or like a prop, where people like there's more people.
more more population density.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I
The
know it's a
towns
lot
were
to
good.
ask.
The towns we had, like Kakarika Village, that was a good town. The town you could build yourself, I can't remember what it's called, but that one was pretty cool.
Build yourself.
Not build, but you contributed to it. And do you remember that? It was like kind of like on a cliff.
I don't remember that. Hmm.
And you give them materials and you can like have a shop there. And
I don't remember that at all. I missed that.
did you do that part?
I don't think so.
What?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's okay, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. I mean, either way, I'm gonna play it, of course.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
Alexa. I mean, yeah. Either way, I'm gonna play it and thoroughly enjoy it. I'm sure. Alexa, stop.
Oh, is Kellen talking to Alexa outside?
I don't think so. I don't know why it turned on. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm really really excited. I cannot wait to see what they do because they had that really cool trailer that didn't show any gameplay obviously, but
Yeah.
I want to see if they like improve on, graphics, gameplay, dungeons, weapons. I mean, there's a lot of potential, I think. But there's also a lot at stake because this is a lot of people's favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
And
They have high expectations, and to call it Breath of the Wild 2 is also, yeah. I hope they got a lot to live up to, but I think they can do it.
Yeah.
I have all the faith.
All the faith.
I guess to end on a somber note, the voice actress Jeanette Mouse passed away at 39. She was one of the witch voice actors in the upcoming Resident Evil Village game. I don't know which one she played, but yeah, it's super super sad. I mean, 39, that's so young.
Yeah, I believe she was battling colon cancer
Colon cancer, yeah.
for like 9 months. So it's really sad. I hope Capcom does something to like memorialize her in the game in
Yeah.
some way, aside from just having her character in there. But yeah, I mean it's really sad because like she doesn't get to see
How people's like
people's
thoughts.
response.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like people are really gonna like the performance of the witches and the main villain in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
I wasn't
just
really
sad.
I wasn't familiar with her at all. I don't know what else she's done. But actually, what, I'm just gonna look it up real quick just to see if there's anything else she's done.
She might not have done a lot of
think
Voice
so.
acting.
IMDb. There we go. Apparently, she's done like TV and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. She's been in some stuff. I haven't really heard of anything that she's been in, but yeah, sad, and like you said, hopefully Capcom does something. I'm sure they'll have something at the very end of the game or something, dedicated to her or something like that. But yeah, hopefully the we'll see her here in a few months and hear her voice acting. So
Yeah, and just appreciate the character, no matter
yeah,
how scary it might be.
yeah, I'm so excited for. I did watch the demo for the maiden demo for Resident Evil 5. I haven't
Nice.
Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 8. I think I missed like the last 5 minutes, so I've got to go back and watch it. But
Okay.
yeah, it seems pretty scary. So
Yeah.
definitely ready for it.
Can't wait. Oh, did you speaking of Resident Evil, did you see the Resident Evil 7 mod that had Bernie Sanders in a chair and it was the dad from Resident Evil?
No, I didn't see that.
And it's just him like kind of floating in a chair, chasing you around with an axe.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, those Resident Evil mods I do, like Resident Evil 2, where they have Mr. X.
Oh my god.
It and
Oh,
Thomas
was
Tank
pretty scary.
Engine.
Thomas the Tank Engine was freaking hilarious.
They had some good ones.
That's funny.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is the last bit of news. Nothing too crazy this week. We're starting to kind of get rolling into some games.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Little Nightmares 2 coming up here in a couple weeks on the 11th, and then the 12th is Bowser's Fury. So,
whoa. Is Little Nightmares on the 11th?
Yeah.
No way. I thought it was like late.
No,
February.
It's on the 11th. It's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Yeah, 2/11. Wow, that's.
What day is that on?
It's a Thursday.
It's on Thursday. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, those are two. Like, I'm definitely getting both day one, but they're two. I mean, obviously, completely different games. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, we're starting to roll into some games here. So that's awesome.
Gaming season.
Awesome. Yeah, gaming season, baby. But yeah, that is going to do the show this week. It is the end of January, so we appreciate everyone that has participated in our giveaways for this month. We already announced all the winners and stuff like that, but stay tuned. We'll probably do something else like that, soon. We'll let you guys know for sure. But for anyone that came upon the show from those giveaways and have liked the show, and listen, and we do appreciate you guys. And Nick, is there anything else you want to say before we head out?
Oh, just thanks everybody for listening, and like you said, thanks everybody for participating in all the giveaways. It was a blast doing all of them, and just having that kind of community engagement was pretty fun over the month. So
yeah, like all the questions and stuff.
Ideas. Yeah.
But yeah, we will see everyone next Sunday at 8:30 here on Twitch if you watch live, and yeah, see you guys.
Bye-bye.